I'm here with Dr. Bob Onder. Mr. Onder, congratulations first off on the victory. You talking earlier when you first addressed the crowd, it was a tightly contested race. I guess can kind of walk me through your thoughts as the night went along.
Yeah, this was one of the most competitive congressional races in the country. And early on, as my opponents, strong areas came in, and I'm looking at this deficit, I'm wondering, can we make this up? But in the areas where people knew me the best, in Jefferson County, St. Charles County, came in overwhelmingly on our side. We won St. Charles and Jefferson, something like 62 to 22%, and that put us over the top, of course.
I know this is not your first run during campaign, plenty of experience there. Yeah. In fact, you're talking about how you've been to the same polling location 22 years in a row. I guess can you kind of talk about how, if any of that experience came in handy during this campaign, especially being such a close race as you mentioned?
Yeah, it did. Ultimately, all politics is local, as it was once said. I've stayed engaged in political life, from whether it be myself as the candidate, but helping good school board people, helping good county council people or city council people. So yeah, that base of support, those people who knew me in St. Charles County and in the region, that really came in very useful. And I think really the fact that folks realized that I was the conservative in this race, that I was the America First candidate in this race, and of course Donald Trump's endorsement just highlighted all that, and together that was the winning combination.
You mentioned the Donald Trump endorsement. You also talked about during your speech how you were one of the few candidates who had an exclusive endorsement from him. I guess you can kind of walk me through how that all came about.
Yeah, well, I've been with President Trump since 2016. I was a delegate to the convention in 2016 and then an alternate in 2020. And I went up for President Trump to Iowa as a surrogate during the caucuses just this January. So I think it's just a recognition, first, of that I've always been on that Trump team, but also I think President Trump's team looked at my record, compared me to the field, and felt that I would be the one to help President Trump in January turn this country around and make our country great again.
Looking ahead to November, this is a district that has historically gone red the last couple of years, so it would seem you'd have an advantage. I guess, is there any change in approach now, and obviously don't want to overlook next opponent, but change in approach now that it's leaned red in the path?
Well, there's no question that it is a solidly Republican district, but you don't take anything for granted. I represent, not only people from our region, but folks from central Missouri, but not only Republicans, but Democrats too. I think together we need to move forward as a country to do the things we can to make this country a better place. Get back to lower inflation, high employment, energy independence, and even energy dominance, restoring trust in education, getting rid of the wokeness and indoctrination that's plagued too many of our schools, and of course secure our border and restore public safety. I think we can do that all again, and I think if we work together we can do it quite quickly come January with President Trump as our standard bearer.
Final two questions for you here. You're talking about one of the things you campaigned on was illegal immigration, stopping that, what you call the crisis at the border.
Right.
Now, I am curious, Donald Trump instructed the GOP to not support that bipartisan border bill. So if this is a crisis, like you say, I guess wouldn't that be something that you'd want to address early? And I guess, how do you feel that your guys' plan would be better than what was already laid out that might have addressed some of those issues?
Yeah, that border bill was horrific. One Republican, maybe two, supported that bill, but it would have permanently legalized 5,000 illegal aliens coming into our southern border, and even then the president could suspend that cutoff at 5,000. So that was a horrible, horrible bill. I think what we need to do is restore the common sense border policies under President Trump. First of all, just enforce existing immigration law. We don't need a new law. We need to enforce the existing law. But we need to complete the wall. We need to restore remain in Mexico. We've got to end chain migration. And heaven forbid, we should not allow unaccompanied minors, because most of them are probably victims of child sex trafficking. So Biden's policies have been catastrophic to the border. 100,000 Americans have died of fentanyl poisoning because of Biden-Harris open border policies. We need to fix that, and I think President Trump will go a long way just by overturning the 92 executive orders, open border executive orders that Joe Biden signed. But we're going to work in Congress to make sure our immigration officers and our Border Patrol agents have the resources they need to secure our border again.
And then finally, is there anything you would like to add that you think would be important for people to know that we might not have touched?
No, I'm just very gratified. I thank Congressman Lukemeyer for his years of service. I look forward to moving forward as a state, and we are going to make this country great again. Thank you.
There you have it, Dr. Bob Onder. After his primary victory, reporting in St. Charles, Mitchell Kaminsky, ABC 17 News.